What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my team career for the Monaco Grand Prix today. And actually we get an upgrade from Honda, which coupled with our major engine upgrade will definitely help. And replacing the gearbox as well. And after practice we're going to put on a minor engine power. Now coming on to my first qualifying lap, it's only practice programs that you've missed. It's not very exciting. A little bit of cut there, actually is my recording. That does happen a fair few times, so if there's a cut by about 10-15 metres in game, then that's just my recording. Bit of lock up there into the rest gas corner. And now skipping straight on forward to my second qualifying lap. This is my best qualifying lap, I will warn you, I suppose. But I did lose half of it, which is very unfortunate because it was a good lap. I might as well just tell you what happened, but I gained a second altogether on my original personal best. Which was very, very good. Very nice through the chicane. This is about where we lose it. About now. I'm just going to go on to the last two qualifying laps because I put enough fuel in to go 2 laps. I thought maybe go for a bit of a push on the last lap and sort of burn the fuel off in the first lap, although taking a bit of a hit on the rear tyre around Mirabeau. And I will say, in the race, my front wing was made of carbon fibre, but it just would not break. I bumped, I scraped, but it would not break. And this is about where I bolted the lap. I mean, I was about 6 tenths down as I came into the chicane. Not much was really going to gain back, because I was fairly good on my second qualifying lap through the last sector. And just wait for all the cars to go. So I really don't want to catch anyone. Really don't want to be in traffic. So it'd be very bad. And now we've got a Mercedes though of Hamilton, because we just passed Bottas. We've got Hamilton right in front of us, and we're down already in turn 1. We're already down by about a tenth. And well, yeah. What can I really say?
Ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Hamilton, Verstappen and Charles Leclerc.
Like I said, what can I really say?
All that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
And I broke my wheel off. What more can I really say?
Nelson Piquet once said that driving the Circuit de Monaco was like riding a bicycle around your living room, and it's not hard to see what he means by that. There's no more prestigious a Grand Prix victory than Monaco, but also none so challenging. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars climb around 40 metres up through Beau Rivage, onto the casino, and then descending down towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of the 19 corners here, 7 to the left and 11 to the right. There's one single DRS zone as well, so don't expect that to make overtaking any easier today. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Valtteri Bottas, and Albon, Perez, Stroll, Sainz, and Daniel Ricciardo. Gasly, Ocon, Kevin Magnussen, Thomas, Kvyat, Grosjean, Kimi Raikkonen, and Antonio Giovinazzi. Schumacher, Norris, Latifi, and George Russell ends our grid lineup. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
I'm going for a medium hard, it suggests that I go for, and really underfueling the car, as well as saving the engine. It also means that I run underweight, which is of course good. I was trying to see if maybe I could go for a medium soft, so that would be a lot slower, and well, you don't really mess with the computer. And I really did take a long time on strategy because I really did want to get it right. I'm going to end up going for, and I did try and look for maybe a hard soft, but it said it was going to be a lot slower. So we're going to end up going for a hard medium. That's not something I say often, that's why I've messed it up. But we're going for a hard medium. And so if we're going to put us on the back foot at the start, well, we haven't got the inside line into turn 1, and we're on the hardest compound rubber. It's not looking good. But we are going to be able to go very deep into this Grand Prix and be on the faster rubber at the end of the Grand Prix. Three, 4, 5 lights, and away we go. Not very good on my revs. I'm usually pretty good on my revs, but I wasn't today. Looking maybe a bit round the outside, push Magnussen on the inside line, and we gained a total of 1 position, which is alright, I guess. Not much to write home about. I was really trying to see if maybe I could have a move on both of these guys, and actually taking a little bit of a contact with Ocon's rear wing, checking front wing for that. Thankfully no damage. But like I said a couple of minutes ago, this front wing seems to be made of steel.
That's a decent start.
And got really close there to getting Ocon, but just didn't have enough power. That's weird because we had 2 engine power upgrades. Go for the move down the inside, pretty much spin Ocon. We're still somehow going, but Gasly has gotten well away. Like I said, that front wing steel / carbon fibre coming in handy. And often now, having a look maybe round the outside in Sandbar, but still we pushing wide, keep the inside line, and already I'm telling Jeff that I want my front wings set down by 1, because I had enough grip. I knew that was on the hards and with a full race load of fuel, and I was still feeling alright. And I was really lacking in a straight line, so I knew that I'd probably have to check down by 1. Maybe could have gone for 2 clicks down, but only went for 1. Science actually surprisingly been overtaken by Gasly. I'm guessing the mediums are a really good race car then, at that point I was, because of course this is not live recording. I know what's happened. I know where I've finished. Let's just say you might want to watch again. It was a good race. A little bit of a knockdown on the front wing. Again, I don't know why it didn't break. And yet another knock. At this point I could see the pattern already emerging. Just a little bit of a graze is not going to damage it. And we're keeping pace with Sainz. He's pulling away a little bit each lap, but he's on softs and I'm on hards, so he's not getting too much of an advantage.
Use your overtake button more. It's time to utilize some of this energy. Saving some fuel. Lower the fuel mix and go easy on the throttle. The gap to the car ahead is 3.6 seconds.
And Ocon, having a look round the outside, he does back out of it before he fully commits to the move, but that does allow us to put the gap to him. And I was really pushing through this little bit to try and stay out of his DRS. And we did manage to do it, although we went a bit deep into Ratcas. Again, checking front wing, still no damage. And I was happy there was no damage. It was kind of weird. Getting a bit of oversteer out of Sandbar. And Magnussen now going side by side with Ocon. This is not really going to end well. But thankfully they managed to keep it clean, although Magnussen coming back again. But Ocon still managing to keep position. We're not even fighting for points at this point for the race. We're fighting for P12.
Okay, we're low on fuel. Try shifting up the gears a little sooner. This should help us save some fuel.
Taking a bit of a lock up into the chicane. That's definitely not going to help the tyres, considering I do want to go deep. Even though it said going for a soft tyre would be slower,
0.8 seconds.
I'm still thinking that maybe I could go for it. Because with a bit of tyre saving, I could definitely stretch it to a soft. That's more a case of how much time would I lose doing that. Another little knock on the front wing. Still no damage. Like I said, I'm happy but sad. And also tyre wear seemed fairly low. I know Monaco isn't a very high load track, but 2% on hards in the 39 lap race, that's, well, I could take them all the way to the end. They would not feel amazing, and I would definitely be in puncture territory, but I could take them to the end. And half second up on our personal best as we go through into the final sector. And actually starting to close up on Sainz and Gasly. A couple laps ago, Gasly was 7 seconds away and now he's 6.2.
5.1 seconds.
And 7/10 of a second up in the first sector alone. You'd be surprised how many times I did that, but botched the second or third sector. Now really starting to close up on Sainz and Gasly. At the start of the lap, Gasly was 6.2 seconds away, now he's 5.5. 4.9 even. And a second up as we come into the third sector. Coming across the line 9/10 of a second up on our personal best. Really getting close to Gasly now. 2 seconds we gained on him. On both Sainz and Gasly.
Tyres are 7 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:16.9. You're gaining by 2 seconds a lap.
And Ocon hovering sort of about a second out of our DRS, although I think he might have had a mistake. And actually Magnussen has now gotten the position. So those two fighting, allowing me to pull out their DRS, and now Sainz really close. I'm so close to his DRS, and I'm really pushing to try and get into it. And we do just about manage to. I'd get a big step of oversteer though. But still just about managed to get into the DRS. Which is going to aid us on our weakest part, which is of course the straights.
Lapping around a second faster than the car ahead. Keep this up. Shift up through the gears earlier, it may help save more fuel.
And that's another recording cut. Really getting close to sights now. Another recording cut, just make sure I get this move. And yet another one to make sure that you guys have seen the move. So let's actually head as we come up the hill, but still managed to muscle our way past, but he looks back again. And we just about managed to get a position. Which now puts Gasly in the firing line next. And Sainz straight away backing up. He's already 2 seconds away from me. And we've only gone through about 4 corners, I think. 5 corners. And another cut there. We've actually gotten into Gasly's DRS, only just, as a lot of people dive it into the pits.
0.8 seconds.
And actually Verstappen right by us, he can come out right with us. And just about Verstappen comes out behind us. Getting a decent exit out onto the straight. And coming very nice through the chicane, really closing up to Gasly.
The team wanted to shift up through the gears earlier. They think it'll save fuel.
And Stroll now pitting, that really slowed up Gasly, almost tipped my front wing onto the back of him.
Verstappen behind, less than a second separate you down the fresh mediums. Their tyres are 1 lap old. The time last lap was at 1:21.2.
And I was trying to find out if maybe he was pitting again, because I didn't really think he was going to be able to bring those mediums all the way back from lap 12. Should be 27 laps. Even on hards, that would be very hard. Really now starting to have a bit of a fuel problem, but I am using a lot to defend from Verstappen, because I wouldn't mind keeping this place, because I do still think he's pitting again.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button more. Gap to teammate behind is 10.8 seconds.
getting a big snap of oversteer and hitting Verstappen. No damage though, it seems. So Verstappen also has a front wing made out of steel / carbon fibre. You can see me trying to spin it round, trying to get a bit more rotation. The front's really starting to go at this point. Hitting the front wing there, and hitting the rear tyre there as well, doing a Charles Leclerc in Monaco 2019, if my memory serves me correctly.
Drop back from the car in front by 2 seconds a lap.
Verstappen now really going for the outside line. Still managed to keep position though. Where Magnussen now also closing up onto us.
Save more fuel.
Skipping forward a lap, and actually a virtual safety car.
Has been deployed. We need to keep a positive delta here. Slow down, maintain a positive delta.
And there's a big pile up at the hairpin if you look on the mini map, and actually getting the chicane very wrong there. And actually I'm going to pit this lap. I was going to pit on lap 20 anyway, so it's going to be a little bit time saving, but not too much.
Speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
And actually we're in second gear coming along pit lane. That doesn't often happen.
We're going green. Maintain
Usually
positive
on a
delta
37 mile an hour pit lane you're in first gear, which sounds normal.
Go now.
Actually, which sounds like that, which is normal. And on a 50 you're either in first or second.
We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
And coming out right by Latifi, side by side as we go up the hill. Latifi backs out of it though. And I was really lucky that I got out where I did, because otherwise I'd be in a massive train.
Tyres are 18 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1 minute 30.3.
And Kvyat pitting, we actually hit his rear end and give him a bit of a love tap there. And actually that's caused a big pile up at Raskas. And that's going to be a virtual safety car, which is going to be helpful with the fuel situation and the tyre situation.
The virtual safety car is out. Reduce speed or pace.
I'm going to skip most of that,
VSC ending.
but I don't know if I should feel bad for that. He was going very slow. I'm usually going about, well, we'll see right here, but he was making go about 40, when usually I'm going about 60 through there. Didn't exactly have much time to react and just gave him a bit of a push round.
Verstappen is ahead of you. The gap to the car ahead is 8.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:24.2. The gap to the car behind is 10.3 seconds.
And Ricciardo's got a 5-second time penalty. I don't know what that's for, but he is in a bit of a big train, so that might be a collision, might be a corner cut. And this is a bit of an interesting situation because I really want to be in front of Gasly, but he's 22 seconds away, and it's about 20 seconds under normal racing conditions. And actually Gasly has pitted, so I really was trying to push, because I want to be as close as possible when he comes out the pits. And if not, then I want to be in front of him. And Gasly goes onto the hards, which will definitely make him get him to the end. And Gasly's already out by the time we come into Sandbot. He's about 1.5 seconds away. Not ideal, but definitely doable. And just skipping forward there, not really much happening. I'm just looking at Gasly's rear wing and getting actually a bit sideways after hitting the wall with my rear left tyre, which was definitely quite scary. I thought I was going to spin out my rear end and smack into the back of him. It would have been bad for both of us. Actually really hitting the front wing there, checking it, still no damage. I don't get it. Damage is turned on. I'll put it for reduce because it's Monaco, and that might be it, but damage is on. I'm getting really close to Gasly now. He's 0.5 of a second away. And had a look at the move there, Daniel, so I didn't commit for it. And we're leading our teammate by almost a minute, which is a bit silly. Barely even crossed the 2/3 race distance yet. Now go down the inside, hit my front tyre on the wall, checking for front wing damage. Still no front wing damage, which is really surprising. Go for the move down the inside. They did try to back out of it. It gave him a bit of contact, but we've got the inside line and get the corner. And just a bit of a replay. I hit my front left tyre, which pushed me into Gasly, which sends him bouncing over the curbs. I hit his side pod a little bit. Gasly was in front as we came into the corner. I went for a move down the inside. About here I started to back out, but Gasly made a little bit of contact with my front right tyre, which gave him a little bit of oversteer, and I just went straight for it down the inside of the next corner. That was very lucky. And skipping forward a few more laps, nothing really interesting has happened. Gasly lost pace to Perez. Other than that, nothing really happened. And very nice through the screen course chicane. I was getting pretty good at that chicane by this point in the Grand Prix. Getting a lot more confidence.
Try shifting up the gears a little sooner. This should help us save some fuel. Settings, we won't have enough fuel for the end of the race. Consider lowering the fuel mix. The gap to the car ahead is 24.3 seconds. You're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing.
And I didn't manage to get this on camera sort of like this in my T-cam, but I had a bit of a spin. I locked up the front tyre and hit my rear tyre, sent me straight round. And I did carry on like a good little boy. I did not flash back. You can see another angle. Looks even weirder in reverse. Definitely overheating the tyres there. I'm going to skip forward even further. Nothing interesting is happening at all. This bit of the Grand Prix was really quite dull to drive and definitely to watch, which is why I've cut most of it out.
You're losing 2 seconds a lap to the car behind. 2 seconds.
But the last few laps are the exciting ones, shall we say. That's where all the thrills and definitely some spills come in. I mean, Hamilton, 1 minute and 10 seconds ahead. Unless he gets reliability issues, I'm not catching him. And it's when my driving really got quite sloppy. I had taken about a half-hour break. I just paused it, taken a half-hour break to do something else,
3 laps of fuel remaining.
and came back. My driving was very sloppy. You can see from my braking, my steering, and my throttle inputs, not very good at all.
Okay, gap ahead is 33.5 seconds.
getting a bit of contact there as we come through Rastas. There's that sloppiness coming in. Onto the penultimate lap we go. A little bit of a recording cut there. Perez had a look at the move, twice actually, as we were coming through the racing zone. He didn't decide to go for it. And if he's making a move, he's going to have to make it very soon. Hamilton is just lapping Gasly now. You can see him in our rear view mirror. And this is where I got a bit naughty, shall we say. I knew that if he lapped me, the race would end. So of course, Perez gets lapped, yada yada yada, same sort of thing happens. And I drive slowly. I'm setting the engine, you know, all sorts of things. And I'm driving fairly slowly, because I want Hamilton to lap me so the race just ends. So let him go. He does not go though, and Perez comes right onto us. We give him a bit of a squeeze right into the wall there. That was a bit naughty from us. And Gasly actually gets to position. But then again, Perez probably shouldn't have made that move. And we come across the line for a P3.
Top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you've pulled through. Thank you.
What should have happened in China has happened. And we get drive of the day, but the photo does not load.
That's it then for another nail-biting Monaco Grand Prix. We were on the edge of our seats the whole time, but they've come through to take a stunning victory. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today and the results speak for themselves.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. So let's review the updated drivers' standings. Lewis Hamilton takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Thomas. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.
and a total of 30 seconds of penalties. 2 5-second penalties for 2 different drivers and 1 5-second penalty for 2 different drivers, which I'm guessing is a lot to do with the pile-ups, the 2 pile-ups that we had.
You seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. How do you feel about this team's performance this season?
And I kind of wanted to go with the, I think the driver's done wonders, but
today,
I have to do a bit of PR. And those were just a few friendly nudges,
Great. Well,
especially on that last lap. Just giving a bit of a shove in the wall. And actually we managed to get the activities just about right, which I was fairly pleased with.
Our new parts have been completed without issue. They'll be on the car ready for the next race weekend.
And we're finally going to put on a fabrication spec for the aero and put a fitness centre on, which will actually be here on the day of the Grand Prix. Of course, our stupid upgrade does not come in because I wanted that in, so it doesn't come in. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time for the Grand Prix at Azerbaijan.